everyone. It is Thursday, October 30th, 2025. I am Annika Spalding, the Community Relations Director here at the Amarillo Little Theater. And this is Thursdays at 3, where I go live every Thursday to get you caught up on what's happening this week at ALT. This season, Thursdays at 3 is very generously sponsored by our friends at Realty Central Services. Cindy Bulla is the owner and broker of Realty Central and is a longtime supporter and champion of ALT. Realty Central is a women-owned full-service real estate brokerage providing unparalleled customer service backed by decades of experience, industry service, and property rights advocacy. So if you're in need of real estate service and you love ALT, consider heading over to amarillo.realestate and using Realty Central Services. Congratulations, huge congratulations to the cast, crew, and production team of ALT's Misery, which completed its entirely sold out run this past Sunday. This show was a huge success for ALT, and we are all so proud of the hard work all of you put into this show. Huge congratulations. And also, there will be no work call this weekend. Thank you so much to everyone for the hard work you've put in for Ragtime, and of course, before that for Misery. Enjoy some time away, but if you'd like to help out with ushering or concessions, please contact our volunteer coordinator, Lissa Guerin, at the information you see on your screen, and she will get you set up. Remember, if you help out with ushering and concessions and we have open seats, you can see the show that night completely for free. So if you'd like to help us out with Ragtime, we would absolutely love that and would appreciate all of the help that we can get. Speaking of Ragtime, tickets are now on sale to the public. Ragtime is the first show of our season that isn't super well known, so I would love to tell you about it. Ragtime is set at the turn of the 20th century in New York when times were volatile, kind of like right now. The musical weaves together 3 American stories, one of a stifled upper-class wife, a determined Jewish immigrant, and a Harlem musician, all united by their belief in the promise of the American dream. This show tackles the contradictions between wealth and poverty, freedom and prejudice, and what it means to live in America. Ragtime will feature a 25-piece orchestra that will be visible on stage the entire time, led, of course, by our amazing music director, Miss Jen Akins, and will be a highlight of the season for sure. Ragtime won the 1998 Tony for Best Book of the Musical, Best Orchestrations, and Best Original Score. So do not miss this one, okay? Do not miss this show. It's going to be absolutely fabulous. Today, ALT posted a compilation video of our little lobby concert for Ragtime, which we do a special sneak peek of. This is like a little perk for our producer circle members. Our little lobby concerts are ALT's take on NPR's very popular Tiny Desk concerts and offer our producer circle members sneak peeks into our upcoming musicals. If you haven't already, make sure to check out that video online. It is posted on our social media today, so you can get a feel for the music of this absolutely beautiful show. And if you are wondering, how do I become a producer circle member? Well, look no further. This group of very generous individuals have made a funding commitment of $500 annually for a 3-year period. To join ALT's producer circle, please contact our box office at 806-355-9991. If you join our producer circle member, you will receive special recognition in our playbill, exclusive invitations to various events throughout the season, like our little lobby concerts, the ability to make show reservations 1 week before the general public, the ability to reserve seats at the adventure space, which means no more arriving early to scout out your favorite seat since seating is open over there, the ability to reserve your concessions before the show begins. Lots and lots of perks. We try to come up with lots of perks for our producer circle members because their generosity really means a lot to the theater and really helps us produce the highest quality productions that we possibly can. You can pay that $500 annual fee all in one lump sum annually, or you can deduct it automatically from your checking account every single month. That comes out to about $42 a month, which is a really great deal considering all the perks that you get. We love our producer circle members. You can also see more about our producer circle and who is currently a member of our producer circle listed on the community page of our website. And you can scroll down to producer circle and it will give you all of that information right there. Also, ALT's production of Ragtime will have an ASL interpreted show on Sunday, November 16th at 2:30. That is the final performance. Interpreters will be located on the left side of the theater when you're facing the stage. If you've already purchased your seats and would like to move your seats to the ASL performance, you can do that by contacting Lissa Guerin. Once again, I'll put her information up here one more time and she can get you situated with that, get your seats moved if you need to. We are so excited about that partnership. We love having more accessibility at the theater. We're really big on that. We did this for Frozen and it was such a huge success. I was there at that performance and it was so cool to look over and see the ASL interpreters just flying with their hands. It was really, really cool to see. So if you want to take advantage of that, make sure to call our box office and also check out ALT totally for free. All you need is a library card from one of our participating libraries, and you can check out ALT tickets for Ragtime, which are currently available for checkout for the performances on Thursday, November 6th and Sunday, November 9th. For more information, you can head over to our website or call our box office and they will let you know all about our checkout ALT program. Our good friend Vanessa Hill is here. She says, yay, how are you, beautiful? Happy Thursdays at 3. I'm doing great, Vanessa. How are you? I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you so much for all your support. I saw you post about Ragtime. So grateful for that. We love it when our supporters share our social media. Let other people know what we've got going on here at ALT. We always have a ton happening. And Michelle, my wonderful castmate, Michelle is here. Hi, I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you so much for watching Thursdays at 3. We're having such a great time with Ragtime. I cannot wait for you guys to see this show. We're really hitting our strides with this show, and I'm really looking forward to speaking with Jason and Jen a little bit later in the broadcast. Just so you know, we'll get off of Ragtime for just a second before we hop back on, but auditions for The Cottage are coming up in just a couple weeks, November 10th and 11th at the Alan Shankles main stage. Be watching for that audition packet to be live on our website really soon. If you love a funny, witty British comedy, then you're going to really love this one. Set in the English countryside in 1923, this side-splitting romp is an outrageous tale of sex, betrayal, and love. Hilarity ensues when Sylvia decides to expose her affair to both her husband and to her lover's wife. The true meaning of fate, identity, and marriage are called into question as a surprising and hilarious web of secrets unravels in this ridiculous, potentially murderous romantic comedy. This laugh out loud farce is written by the same playwright as ALT's hit Clue, and all takes place in The Cottage. That's going to be such a fantastic show with a really cool set. So if you're interested in being in a really funny, witty British play, go ahead and audition for this one. Cy Scroggins is going to be the director for that one. We're really excited about that. And let's chat for just a second about our sponsor a seat, Committed to ALT. This is an excellent fundraiser for the theater that we started just a few months ago. This is your opportunity to preserve your support for the theater by sponsoring a seat in the Alan Shankles main stage. We have 453 seats at the Alan Shankles main stage. We want to get all of them sponsored. We've gotten a lot sponsored already. It's so exciting. We're moving forward with ALT. Eventually, we'd like to have a new building, but we want to preserve the spaces that got us to where we are today. If this space means something to you, if ALT means something to you, or if you just want to support the theater, if you want to give your senior a graduation gift, something like that, we would love for you to sponsor a seat. This doesn't mean this will now be your seat every single time moving forward. Wish we could do that. We can't. But you will have a beautiful plaque on the right-hand side of the armrest in the seat of your choice, if it's available. They are kind of going quickly. And we will have that plaque beautifully engraved for you. And we already have our first round of orders all ready to go. If you come and see Ragtime, make sure you look for the seat that you sponsored and look for your plaque. Maybe you could take your picture with it, post it online. We would absolutely love that. So that is a very, very exciting program. There's more about that on our website. All of this information, you can screenshot it now, or you can head over to our website. All the sponsor a seat stuff is available on our website, and you can take a look at our Alan Shankles main stage and choose your seat. We're so, so excited about that. And Michelle says, hello, my fellow castmate. Hello, Michelle. I am so happy to be doing this show with you. You're such a positive light and so encouraging. So grateful to be in this production with you. We're kind of down to the wire here. We've got one more week before we open the show. It's very, very exciting. But while we're talking about exciting things, let's go ahead and move on to our volunteer of the week. All right, congratulations to Tina Ward. Tina is our good pal Joseph Ward's mom. You can see them pictured together here and is a wonderful, wonderful help to ALT. Most recently, she ushered for Misery 3 different times on their closing weekend and was an amazing, huge help. People were singing her praises at our staff meeting this week. We're so grateful to Tina. Congratulations to you. We're so, so grateful for all the work you put into ALT. And let's keep it going with some breaking Broadway news. All right, Luke Evans will lead the cast and make his Broadway debut in the role of Frankenfurter in the upcoming production of Richard O'Brien's The Rocky Horror Show at Roundabout Theater Company. So excited for Lukey there. And Jessica Vosk has announced that her final performance as Jersey in Hell's Kitchen on Broadway will be next month ahead of her upcoming holiday tour. She's got a new album coming out called Slay. Very exciting. We love Jessica Vosk around here. At least I do. Love, love, love her. But let's not talk about that anymore. Let's bring on my amazing guests for today. I am so, so excited to chat with them. Director of Ragtime, Jason Crespin, and music director, Jen Akins.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, I am so excited to chat with y'all today. But the main thing that I want to ask you both while you're here, because we're 1 week away from opening this massive show, how are you both doing? Such a loaded question.
Yeah, wow. It's coming fast.
Yeah.
I love watching the whole process of how the show comes together from the very first day of music rehearsal till the day that we open the show, and just seeing everything get tighter and cleaner and more confident. And you can kind of feel the excitement building at rehearsals.
Yeah, agreed. I am tired, but it's a good tired.
Yeah.
It's one of those like just and also, I mean, tired, of course, like not much sleep, those things, but also just emotionally tired. The show
Yeah.
is so, I mean, just a beautiful show, and there's so many elements to it that it just is, whoo, it's a lot to go through. I mean, obviously, Annika, you're playing Mother so beautifully in the show, and just everyone's kind of roller coaster of emotions in the show. It's a lot to go through.
Well, and the more elements we add, it just gets more and more real. You know, last night we added some more elements, and you can see it washing over the cast, like the material that we're dealing with, and we never want to scare people with that when we say things like that, because there are some difficult themes in the show. But I think Bethany Fields did a post earlier today about ragtime, and I thought it was so beautifully written. If you get a chance, go check it out. But it's talking about the difficult themes, but also the beautiful themes, freedom and unity, and just all of those things. And so it's a great balance, I will say, with this show. As heavy as the themes get, there's an excellent balance of the positivity as well.
Yeah. No, completely agreed. And we're hoping that our patrons, that our audiences come and experience that.
Yeah. If you haven't seen our post today with the little compilation video from our little lobby concert, it's a really great little appetizer of what's to come in the show. You know, it's a really good idea of what you can expect. There's going to be a lot more. Obviously, we'll talk about the massive orchestra we're going to have on stage. Jen played the piano for us so beautifully at that concert, and it definitely captures the essence of what you're going to be feeling. But if you get a chance, go check that out just to get an idea of what you can expect with the show. But it's going to be so beautiful and so timely. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I gave a little synopsis of the show earlier, but Jason, I would love for you to tell us about your trip to New York last year and what made you want to do this show here at ALT.
Yeah, great question. I was in New York City in November of last year, and had a handful of course shows on my list. We love you, Michelle. You're the best. And City Center had a production of Ragtime, and I was able to catch it the Sunday evening show. It was their last final performance, if you will.
Oh.
And it was exciting. It was just a hubbub in the city about ragtime, and I saw the show, and it was mind-blowing, phenomenal. I think there was like 4 standing ovations throughout the evening. It was just so powerful, and so and I will say this, the way that production was directed was almost concert style. It was very minimalistic. Some of the actors still had binders that they used throughout the some vocal parts and things like that. But what it did was it allowed me to understand how ragtime could be done without a huge house coming in, or without ships rolling on, or it kind of gave me it clicked the box going,
yeah,
this is how ragtime can be done in a different way. And they had their orchestra on stage as well. And I thought, that is just, I want to bring this back to Amarillo somehow. I want us to be able to do this. And so, of course, brought the show to our play selection committee and really kind of fought for it and was excited that it was selected. Because to me, it's all about the music of this show. And I mean, of course, all the acting, all of the scenes as well, but I really wanted to lean heavily into the music. And so luckily we have this amazing 25-piece orchestra that's going to be playing this phenomenal music. We have the talent to sing these songs and to do it correctly. And so it's going to be, I've said this story like 7 times, but I've told the cast on our very first rehearsal, this is my Les Mis. This is the show that I'm so passionate about and excited about doing, that I can't wait for our community to see it, to experience it, to hear it, to feel a little uncomfortable with it. But yet ultimately, hopefully we enlighten and we educate and we entertain everyone who comes to see it.
Yeah, I was just chatting last night about how people will have moments, and you've mentioned this to the cast multiple times, about how people will have moments of being uncomfortable all at different times. That's honestly the goal at times, is for people to feel a little uncomfortable, but also you can't have change without feeling uncomfortable first.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm telling you, this cast is just doing it phenomenally. I mean, you're there. You're one of the cast members. But it's exciting because every night something else develops, something else blooms, something else comes to fruition. And it's growing pains, and it's a show that is so well written, and the music is just so good, and the lines are so well written, and how it encompasses these 3 different social groups that are intertwining in America, and they all want their American dream. And I think it's just, I'm going to be so mad at people who don't come see this show, because it's an important show for us to tell. And I've said this before. Yes, we do Frozen, which was phenomenal and great. And it was a Disney movie and people knew it. And, with Misery and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, shows that are popular films that were movies. I mean, that were books based on books. Ragtime's based on a book. There was a movie kind of based that came out long time ago, but nobody really knows about it. Theater people know about it, but our general public don't know much about it. And I really want our people to come see it and trust. And here's what I want. I want everyone who knows how good ALT shows are and who knows how good the show is to spread that word, because we got to get this first weekend sold.
Yeah.
Once people see this show, once they go, oh my gosh, that's a 25-piece orchestra on stage. This music is glorious. This is amazing talent, local talent. I bawled, I laughed, I did all the things, all the emotions. We're going to sell out the second weekend because people are going to be clamoring, coming back to see it. But I need that first weekend sold, so that way we can sell out that second weekend. So all you people, all our ALT patrons, get the word out. Come see it the first weekend. Sell out that first weekend for us.
For sure. Jen, we've been talking a lot about this 25-piece orchestra on stage with the cast. This is your department. Can you tell us about what having such a large orchestra will add to the show, and also share a little bit about your experience putting the music of this show together from square one?
Yeah, it's incredibly exciting and overwhelming at times. This is a really big group, the biggest by far that I have ever conducted. And most of you know that I usually conduct from the keyboard. I'm playing and I conduct with my head and my eyes and my face and occasionally a hand. And so I've
and a breath.
Yes, I sniff.
Yes, I'm like, I always listen for. I'm like, I know now when to come in. Thank you, Jennifer.
That's right.
But I pulled out the baton that was so graciously gifted to me when we did South Pacific many, many years ago from Alan and Jim Garner. And it was exciting to get that out again. And we've had 2 orchestra rehearsals this past weekend, and we're going to have another one this Saturday. And then we're going to have what they call a sits probe on Sunday, which is where the cast comes in and we all sit on stage together and we sing all of our songs together with the orchestra. But the sound is rich. The sound is phenomenal. It is layers and depth and places that we could never reach with our regular reduction of usually around 10 people. Occasionally we have 11, but we usually have about 10 people, including me. And this is 25 people, not including me. And they are spread out across the entire back of the stage on this big platform. And it is glorious.
So exciting. Okay, Jen, for anyone who is a music aficionado like yourself, what can they expect to hear when they come and see Ragtime?
Oh, this is highest quality music. If you enjoy going to the symphony, this would be a great show for you to come see. Even if you're not really sure about what we do at ALT, what the show's going to be about, just coming for the music would be worth everything. If you like to go to the opera and hear the orchestras that they have, if you like to go see the Nutcracker that Lone Star Ballet puts on in December with their live orchestra in the pit, it is exactly comparable to that. And it adds so much when so many other theaters are struggling, and I know everyone is struggling,
right?
But struggling and can't even afford to hire musicians and are having to use backing tracks.
Yeah.
And that are oftentimes very sterile, I think. To have the luxury of having 25 musicians, some of them symphony musicians. They play in our symphony right here in Amarillo, on the stage, making this music come to life. It's incredible.
That is such a great way of putting it, Jen, that it really adds life to the story that we're telling, to have these 25 musicians on stage with us. It's another character. It adds another level that we don't normally have the luxury of having, to have all of that lush music. I got to step in last week, and I heard maybe 5 minutes of you guys playing at one of your rehearsals. And I didn't have to open the back door. You could hear it plenty without opening the door. But I did, and stood back there, and it felt like it was just so full in the room. It really felt like it was washing over me. Don't you think, Jason?
Oh, completely.
Yeah.
I mean, that Saturday I was rehearsing with Brett in this dance studio, and we had to stop at moments going, "Oh my gosh, that's them." We would like peek back out, and I would take another video. Like I was just getting so excited. And the thing is, it breathes life into this musical, because it ebbs and flows with the actors on stage. You know what I mean? That Jen is such a genius that she can helm 25 people to be right there with us, or with the cast. I've been saying us because I've been playing Harry Houdini more than our Harrison Stringer has been playing Harry Houdini. He's been rehearsing Junie B. Jones, but now he's back, and I don't get to be Harry Houdini anymore, but it's fine. It's
R.I.P.
Yeah. Although I was also playing Evelyn Nesbit for a while, which I loved.
Yeah. It was a stunning interpretation, I have to say.
The night that I played both, I felt like I needed to have a split. I was pretty happy with that. But anyway.
Yeah, it was great.
But it just breathes new life into this show, because it really is. It's another character in itself. This music is completely a different character, and how it emotes so much of what the story is, and sets the tone. I always tell people, imagine watching a movie without the soundtrack. I mean, the music immediately sets a tone and an emotion for a scene, and it's a director's dream, because instantly, without work from me, without even the lights coming on, boom, we can already have the audience feeling a certain way.
Right.
And so to elevate that with 25-piece orchestra, and a handful of them are of course our regular orchestra members. We have one or two, I think, that have been on our stage before, that they're joining our orchestra, which is exciting. And then of course symphony members and new people, which I love getting new people involved at ALT. Let's get them, hooked. So, and a huge shout out to Al and Patricia Smith, who made a huge donation to help partially fund this orchestra, because without their support, it's funny. Am I correct, Jen, that the reduced version is a 9-piece orchestra, I believe. And so 9-piece orchestra to 25-piece orchestra. Like, are you kidding me? Like, no other theaters are doing that right now.
Yeah.
Broadway, Lincoln Center is doing it right now.
Right.
In Amarillo, Texas. Like, that's pretty cool, I think, for us to be able to say, I saw the show not too long ago in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and they did a phenomenal job with it. And they had a 9-piece orchestra. And I walked out of there a little taller going, that's right. That's right. Felt very sportsmanlike that I was like, oh, you're a 6-man football group? What? Well, we go in the Super Bowl, like things, football and yardage and
Yeah.
touchdowns. So yeah.
It
Oh
does.
my gosh.
It's incredible when at the very, very top of the show, it starts out with just a piano. You just hear the sound of a piano playing a ragtime song, ragtime being the style of music that we're doing in the show. And of course, played by the incomparable Jim Gardner, who has been on our stage and been our music director for many, many years. And what a treat to get to direct an orchestra with Jim Gardner at the piano.
For sure. For sure. You know,
Cool
Jen,
stuff.
I have to say, one of the things that I have loved the most, I always love it, but especially in this show, because we've had some people asking questions, like they should, asking questions during vocal rehearsal about, okay, I can't get this leap on this harmony. How do I? And Jen will be like, oh, it's just like this song. I mean, it's just like, she'll just like, she's like, oh, it's this exact chord, and it's some song that everybody knows.
Yeah.
I love that.
On you.
Yes.
That's right. That was one of them. Oh my gosh. Just absolutely brilliant the way that you conduct this. What are there 32 of us?
It's a 34 cast. And
Mhm.
technically, we are adding our 35th cast member tonight.
So excited. I'm so excited to meet him. Yeah, it's getting down to the wire now, and I agree with you guys. You can definitely feel an energy shift that started maybe last night or the night before, where it's starting to feel like, oh, we're running the acts and this is 1 week away, and people are really starting to settle in to everything that's happening, which is really exciting. Now we're starting to see the flow of the show chronologically, and we're getting that in our heads, and people are really starting to feel the story that we're telling. And just adding that orchestra on Sunday, it's going to be so huge.
I want to say something real quick, Annika.
Yeah.
I'm excited for audiences, which of course they're going to come, the music, they're going to experience the show. They're going to see different sides of everyone, I think. You know what I mean? Devlon Jones, who of course his vocals we all know his vocals are insane. I mean, amazing. He kind of played a little bit of a villain in Dreamgirls, which was fun. But the acting that he's doing in this show, I will say that it's probably going to be the most epic performance he has ever played in his life on any stage.
Yeah.
And he's played amazing roles before, but what he's doing it with this role is amazing. Sarai, who this is her second show as Sarah, is just heart-wrenching. I told her there was a moment where, not to give anything away, but where she encounters your character mother, and then she, gets taken more into the house, and she just looks back at you in a moment where she doesn't even have a line. And I went and found her backstage last night, and it was like, that was perfection. Like that moment. It's all those little things. We talked about this all the time, Jennifer, when we talk about how the best acting is reacting. It's not necessarily all the times when you're speaking. It's when you get to hear and you react to things.
Right.
I can barely get through it, but when Annika's on stage, literally with her daughter and her husband, I mean, that's like mind blowing. Like for you guys to have this family memory that's going to be a part of your life forever. Be like, remember that time that we got to do the show together. I got to play Leanne Crandall last night, the lady on the train, and I couldn't handle when, not to give anything away, but Livy has to like scream for her father at one point, and I was like, I was letting her go. I was like, go to him. I cannot hold you back anymore, because
she let her rip last night, didn't she?
Yes, I was like,
people were coming up to her backstage like, keep that.
Exactly. Yeah.
She was like, oh, okay.
It's and for example, Keisha Woods, who was an ensemble member of Dreamgirls, and we know she can sing. Wait till you guys hear her at the end of Act 1, along with Aspen Yonker and Savvy and a new girl, Michaela, who's 16, out of Tascosa, who's
Daisha. Oh my gosh.
Daisha's like operatic voice. I'm telling you, like, that's what I can't, like, I'm getting goosebumps. I cannot wait for people to see how people have just evolved with this show. And I mean, Jacob Miller has the whole show, he has this great kind of arch, and at the end kills me. He has this great moment where he redeems himself, if you will, without giving anything away. But there's just elements like that. Hearing Annika Spalding again on our stage, singing some of these songs and playing Mother, and having the look that you give at any point. Well, one, there's a couple of looks that you give to the maid that crack me up. But then two, just the emotional looks that you give right before you sing or right after you sing or as you're singing is just, and then Brett Spalding singing Gliding to his actual daughter. Are you kidding me? Like, y'all, I'm telling you, if you don't have your tickets, what are you waiting for? Like, this cast is phenomenal. The ensemble is built of people who've been leads before. The ensemble is built of raw, amazing talent. Oh,
and brand new talent that is committed.
Yes, yes. Adrian Thomas, I am in love with Adrian Thomas. He is a go-getter. He came to us very late in the game and has jumped in wholeheartedly. Daniel Scott, the same. I mean, they have just been pushing the envelope of going, okay, what can I do? Michelle Colbert is like leading people and helping people backstage, which I love. Bethany Fields, we get Bethany Fields back to our stage. Like Christy Corder, who's like, I'll move anything for you as I'm in a full costume. You know, it's like, I just love when our people are just excited about the show, and you can feel that in the rehearsals. You know what I mean? And again, last night I got emotional, and nobody was in a costume. We had no lights. I mean, we had our regular stage lights, but or just regular rehearsal lights. And Jennifer was on the piano. That was all. And I got emotional. Now when we add the lights, the full 25-piece orchestra, the costumes, Tiffany Lauer is coordinating costumes that we've got from Lyric Theater out of Oklahoma City. We're throwing in some, we'll be throwing in some wigs and throwing in some more sound effects. And I mean, once it all comes together, my little heart ain't gonna be able to handle it.
Oh my gosh. You know, something that I wanted to talk about is about how ALT is for families. Now, not every show is a family show.
Yeah.
But having experienced this, what feels like a once in a lifetime experience, getting to do a show like this with my husband and my child, and getting to bring my 8-year-old to the theater with a bunch of adults. It's Livy and Cash and the other one that we'll meet
today.
And there's just these 3 littles in this room full of adults, and she's like, "What's up?" Like she feels perfectly ensconced in the group. She feels welcomed. My favorite thing is walking up and seeing her talking to someone I didn't know she really knew, a random adult. And they're just having this full-on conversation, and she is loving every minute of it and feeling so included. And
so much included that I have to brag on her last night. There was a moment when Brett motions to her for her to run to her during a song. He did it early, and you could tell she was like, I'm not supposed to run to you right now, Dad. And you could tell she was like, do I wait and not run because I know I'm right and you're wrong? Or do I go because that's what I need to do, because that's what a little girl would do with her father?
Yeah.
I couldn't stop laughing last night. Like, she was just like, well, Dad, you messed that up, but I'm gonna help you.
Messed that up. Okay. I'm gonna have a stern talking to you in the car on the way home.
We're gonna rehearse this in the living room. Oh, it cracks me up.
But I love ALT for the fact that, and we're certainly not the first family involved. I mean, there have been the Fristos, the Garens, there are just so many families involved at ALT where kids are in the academy, adults are volunteering backstage or performing on stage. And when the stars align and you get to do it together is absolutely amazing. But just to have the privilege of getting to share what we love to do as a hobby with our kid, where, if Livy was in soccer, I can't go play the soccer game with her. That would be insane to just hop on the field, put my shin guards on and join the 8-year-olds on the soccer field. But I can do this with her. We can share this together. It's just something that all of us can do together. And I wanted to brag about ALT for that, because as far as extracurricular activities go, there aren't many that you can do with your kids.
True. Very true. And this is something that all walks of life can do. I mean, we have people who have been in shows, like we've said, for over 20 years, and then people who this is their second show. It's awesome. And we have people who've been on stage before that are running crew. Like, what? Like, it's so cool. I think that's just awesome.
It's a fantastic experience all around. Really quickly, Jason, you mentioned the costumes. It's been a bit of a journey for you with those costumes. Do you want to share with everyone about your excursions, plural, to Oklahoma City to retrieve them?
Listen, Jason's getting real good quality time in his vehicle with his dog. So I drove out to Oklahoma City to pick up our costumes.
Last Friday?
Yeah, I don't even. Yeah, it was Friday. Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
got picked up the costumes that morning. Got a couple of slices from Empire Slice pizza
Love
place
it.
I love. Went to this great antique store and found another baseball bat for our show, and did a couple little errands, and then came on back home and got home in time to really quickly with the rain. Changed real quickly and still made it to Misery in time. It was barely, but made it. Said welcome to Misery. It was great. And then we started, getting costumes turned on and stuff like that. And on Monday, we realized that some of the costumes, because some of our actors, the Lyric Theater is not necessarily a costume rental place. They're a regular theater and they have costumes. And they pulled costumes from Fiddler on the Roof and from A Little Night Music and a couple other shows for our production. And some of our costumes that we were going to need last night, Wednesday night, weren't they were too smaller, just ill-fitted on just a couple of pieces. And so they were like, well, we're going to pull some more and things like that. But I thought, well, we need these by Wednesday. Like, I can't go the weekend and go get them. I mean, I could, but I need them for this coming weekend. So that Tuesday after staff meeting was emailing, we were wrapping up some things. And then I called and it was like, there's barely a window. Should I do it? And I just pulled the trigger. And so I just ran to my house and got Bentley. And
Tuesday at lunch.
Yeah, it was. I left the theater about 12:15. Left to Oklahoma City, pulled in, grabbed the costumes, and then they were like, "Go check out the suit store in case also." So I was like, "Okay." Bought another suit at the suit store, and then raced back. Emailed from the gas station my board note. Executive notes for Tiffany, because I was like, in case I missed the board meeting at 7:00, which I ended up missing that, but got in town at 7:20 in time for rehearsal that night, and then we were able to try on costumes and all worked and got great photos last night. So,
oh my gosh! Yeah. But I just have to say, Jason and Jen have their lives outside. I mean, Jason, you not technically, but. Jason is here during the day. Jen has her life during the day. And I just want to say, as a cast member of this show, I happen to know, Jason, what's going on with you because we work together. Yeah. But both of you, no matter what is happening outside of this place, I am so forever impressed with how both of you, with everything that's on your shoulders for both of you, Jen with your 25-piece orchestra and music directing all of us, all 34 of us, and Jason, you running the theater during the day and then directing us, blocking us, acting, coaching us at night, walking into this theater with the best attitudes, the most positive, encouraging communication, guiding us through this process. And I know half the time, maybe more than half the time, you've got someone saying this and someone saying that and people in your face and asking a million questions, and you handle it with such grace and poise and enthusiasm, and it's so moving to me. Jason, I'm going to share with you a picture and a video that I took of you watching Wheels of a Dream last night. It's pretty cool. I'll text it to you. I just couldn't. You were standing there in your beautiful Southwestern sweater and you looked like $1 million. And you were standing there on the stage watching Devlin and Sarai sing Wheels of a Dream. Jen is beautifully playing the piano, accompanying them. And it just caught my eye. Of course, I'm listening to this beautiful music, but I turn, and the way that you were watching them with such pride and emotion, I was like, we are going to have to capture this.
I can't wait.
They're out there. I'm sure they were like, what is she doing? Like, my camera was not on them. It was over here.
Hilarious. That's so kind of you.
I'll send that to you. But I feel like I can speak for the entire 34 member cast when I say that. I'm just so grateful to have that positive encouragement while we tackle a difficult project, and to have that safety with both of you. It makes it so much easier to be vulnerable when you have that safety with the people guiding you through. So I just want to say thank you for that. We don't have a ton of time left, but I do want to talk about the fact that Ragtime explores themes of racism and bigotry, like we were mentioning earlier, as well as unity and compassion and hope, with stunning music woven in between. I want to ask both of you, why is it important for ALT to produce Ragtime, especially right now?
Our current climate, everything feels, at least to me, only speaking on behalf of me, out of my control, out of everyone's control. We don't know what's going to happen from day to day, sometimes from hour to hour. And I'm always feeling like I'm having to kind of tiptoe up to the next situation. And do I want to look at the news today, or do I not want to look at the news today? Everything feels very divided, and people seem very angry and upset a lot of the time. And this show is a beautiful example of how we can come together, we can work together, we can do so much more together, and we always have so much more in common. Than we do in our differences. Always.
Yeah. No, I completely agree, Miss Jen. The show for me too, I think is so timely in the sense that I talked about this earlier in an interview, that we have worked really, really hard at the theater in our 98 years to do things as best as we can, obviously. And yes, we got things wrong sometimes, and we've learned from that and grown from all of those things. But I'm so proud that I keep saying that we're doing ragtime at the right time. It's the right time to do ragtime. And it's because of work like Alan Schenkel's that he did for us with building up this theater and getting it ready. And I commend, our casts of recently of Beautiful and Dreamgirls and things like that, where we're blessed that we are able to say we're doing ragtime at the Amarillo Little Theater and have a phenomenal cast that's perfect for the show. For them to share their talent and their energy, and for everyone to be who's involved with this show, I think this is all going to be a really special show for all of us that we're going to hold close to our hearts for years to come. But I'm just really proud of our theater that we're getting to do this show at this time, and it's really cool that it's running on Broadway right now. There's the City Center production that I saw transfer to Broadway. Luckily, we had our contract, our rights to it before that happened, but it just seems very there's moments of the show, I will say this, there's moments of the show where I could have put them all in modern clothes. I could have easily have just modernized the scene, and it could have been as if they were talking about what was happening on the news at that moment. And to think that, the turn of the century, and those, they were dealing with these issues as well, and that we're still fighting for things, and the justice, like, will we ever get justice? I think that's something to ponder for sure. But the beautiful thing is, like Jen said, there's these stories that tell how we are all the same. We're all the same. And all we can do is make people hear us. And that's what we're doing with this show. We're going to make sure people understand that we're storytellers, that, ALT doesn't have a political affiliation. It doesn't have a gender. It doesn't have, it doesn't, ALT has no clue what Taylor Swift song is her favorite song on the new album. None of those things. But what it does have is it has talent, and we're going to tell what's all in this book right here. All of these words, all of this music, that's our job as storytellers. And we didn't write this, but man, we're telling it, and we're going to tell it the best of our ability. And it's going to be something magical for sure.
This show explores, it includes an immigrant group and an upper class white group and an African American group. And I just have to say, when we're talking about making them hear you, as a white person, to be on stage with our African American friends who are singing some of this music and singing it with every fiber of their being to tell this story. I have to say, last night, we ran Act 1 last night, and standing up there, it was so emotional and moving because I felt like I could feel their ancestry in what they were singing. You could feel that it wasn't just them.
Yeah.
It was so many years of pain and struggle and crying out in this beautiful artistic way.
Sure, yeah.
And, even being a part of telling the story on stage, it's affecting us hearing what they're singing, as it should. As it should. So I just wanted to say that I just want to say, as a reminder to everyone, Ragtime opens next week and runs November 6th through the 16th at the Alan Shankles main stage. The performance on Thursday, November 6th, will be buy one, get one free tickets. If you want to check it out, like, what is that? Get a ticket for that one. If you love it, and you will, tell everyone about it. Come back and see it. You got a free ticket, so you technically, can get another one because you got a free ticket. And of course, you can check out tickets through our Checkout ALT library program at the downtown Amarillo Public Library, the Canyon Area Library, and the Carson County Library. We're very proud of those partnerships. All you have to do is show your library card, and you can check out a ticket just like you would check out a book, completely for free. So do not miss this show. Do not miss it. And Jason and Jen, any parting thoughts before we head out?
God, no, just we're so ready to tell the story. I hope everybody's ready to hear it.
Yeah, me too. And I hope people come with open minds and open hearts. It's going to be a different telling of a story. You'll have to kind of use your imagination a little bit with some of the way I blocked the scenes and stuff. But just sit back and bask in the glory that is the Amarillo Little Theater and the talent that we are blessed to have on our stage and up on stage this time, playing in the pit and yeah, give it a chance. I think it's gonna be uncomfortable in a spot or two, but by the end of the night, you're gonna have an experience that only theater people can provide. So
yeah. What a great way to end the show. Thank you both for joining me today. I will see you guys tonight. And y'all make sure. Yes, Act 2 tonight. And y'all make sure to get your tickets for Ragtime and help us spread the word, help share our social media, tell your friends about it, get tickets to see the show, support the theater. It's such a good time to support us. Every day is a good day to support ALT. We're working so hard to give this community the highest quality live theater we possibly can. 11 shows per season, 3 with the Academy, 8 between our Adventure Space and our main stage. And we're in our 98th season. We're just inching towards that 100th year. We're trying to make the highest quality theater that we can for our community. So come out and support us, get tickets to the show. You guys have a very happy Halloween, and y'all have a great weekend. And we will see you right back here next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.